Howdy folks, and welcome. In this here video I'm gonna be talking about add-ons. Add-ons in this game can enhance your gameplay to a level where I would consider the game to be nearly unplayable without some of them. You can install add-ons manually if you know how to do it, or you can just use the Minion. Minion is add-on manager. It's a simple and effective way to install, manage and update add-ons, and I will leave the link to Minion download page in the description below. So here are add-ons that I recommend. Let's start with auto recharge. This add-on will automatically recharge your weapons when the minimum charge percentage drops below certain thresholds. You can set the threshold here, in my case it's 5%, and it happens automatically and in combat as well. What this add-on also does is it repairs your armor. When your armor condition drops below certain percentage, again 5% in my case, it will automatically repair your armor if you have a repair kit in your inventory. So you don't have to worry about your weapon charge or armor condition. This add-on does it all for you. The next add-on I would highly recommend is called BeamMeUp. This add-on allows you to port from anywhere to any of your friends or guildmates. This add-on is especially useful when you're starting a new character, because in that case you don't have any way shrines unlocked. So what you can do is you just click on a map and select the place you want to travel to. So let's go to, for example, the Shan. This add-on will put you at the next or closest available way shrine to where any of your friends or guildmates are. And here we are. BindAll is a small add-on that does what it says on the tin. Whenever you acquire a gear set piece that you haven't collected yet, it automatically adds it to your collection. Combat Metrics is a useful tool to measure your DPS, or damage per second. It allows you to pull up a report of your last battle, a dummy parse in this case, to see how much you suck, how much damage you do. You can find all the details you need in this report, your gear, your champion points, everything. So if you want to improve your DPS, Combat Metrics is absolutely crucial. Craft Store is a handy tool for all the crafters out there. It shows you what traits you have researched on your gear, weapons and jewelry. It shows you all the styles that you have learned. It shows you the food and drink recipes that you can craft. And it also shows you all the furnishing plans that you know. So, an essential tool for any aspiring crafter. This next add-on is one of my absolute favorites. Since I have 17 characters and I do crafting rigs, daily crafting rigs, on all of them every day, this add-on is invaluable. Now usually if you don't have this add-on, unfortunately if you're on console, you don't. That is one of the disadvantages of consoles. So if you don't have this add-on, you have to go to this board, grab each of those daily crafting rigs individually, then go to a crafting station, craft every single item manually, then go to the next one, again craft it all manually. Next one, rinse and repeat until you finish it all. It takes ages. With this add-on, you just activate this board. The add-on grabs all the available crafting rates automatically. You go to a crafting station, you activate it, and the add-on does the work for you. You go to the next one, and again, as long as you have the crafting materials and style stones, you have nothing to worry about. Since I've already grabbed the consumables, I'll just go straight to this building here to craft the glyph and the jewelry pieces, because this add-on does one more thing for you. And the thing is, you see these crates, delivery crates. When you activate them and grab your rewards, the add-on will automatically open the rewards, the reward chests, and adds the stuff that's in them to your inventory. So this is making a crafter's life so much easier. And it also prevents you from stealing, so you don't actually grab these steel sabatons or iron sabatons or whatever they are, because for some reason somebody had the bright idea to put things like this to a crafting reward place where you grab all the rewards, and most people just automatically activate those reward chests. And sometimes when your aim is not so good, you, instead of the chest, you aim this way and you grab the sabatons, which means automatic bounty, and guards are just here. So yeah, this add-on is absolutely perfect for any crafter out there. I want to also mention daily alchemy and daily provisioning. Since the lazy reed crafter doesn't do alchemy and provisioning, if you want to do the daily rich, I highly recommend you go and grab these two as well. The one add-on I cannot imagine playing this game without is the dressing room. This add-on allows you to save different gear and ability setup for different situations. So for example, if I want to go to CP, Cyrodiil campaign or Imperial City, I click on this button, my abilities change and my gear changes as well. If I want to go to no CP campaign, I click on this button, again my abilities have changed and my gear has changed as well, so on and so forth. This add-on works similarly to the armory system that we now have in game, with a couple of differences. The armory system is static. The armory stations is in your house, and if you want to use it anywhere in Tamriel except Cyrodiil, you have to buy the armory assistant for 5,000 crowns, which is not cheap. Dressing room, on the other hand, works everywhere, even in Cyrodiil. All you have to do is click on a button and change your gear setup. Armory remembers your attribute points. If you're a werewolf or a vampire, And it also remembers your skill morphs. Dressing room doesn't. So there are differences, but even with the armory system in game, I still cannot imagine playing without dressing room. Another add-on I cannot imagine playing without is called Inventory Insight. This lists everything you have on your account. This shows you what you have on this character, on other characters, in your bank, in your craft bag, or in storage chests. It also allows you to search for items. So, for example, let's say we want to search for Maelstrom weapons. So these are all the Maelstrom weapons that I own. And as you can see, it shows you on what character those weapons actually are. So if you're looking for a piece of gear that you don't know where it is, but you know you have it, just type in the name in the search box and it will show you if it's in the bank, in one of your storage chests, or on another character. This add-on is absolutely fantastic. Lorbox and Skyshards. Two absolutely essential add-ons. Since by leveling up to level 50, you do not get enough skill points to activate all your passives and abilities that you want to use, you have to venture out there and collect these Skyshards. And if you're a mage and you want to have the Mage's Guild skill line leveled up, the only way to do so is to go out there and collect lore books. So without these two add-ons, it would just be an absolute pain. So go grab these two if you can. LUI Extended is a user interface add-on that I use to get the health, stamina and magicka bars all in one place on my screen, and also for the highlight active procs ability or function and play sound on ability proc. This is extremely useful, especially for Nightblades. For example, for the Spectral Bow, you don't have to look at your bar or anything, it just plays the sound whenever the ability procs. So you know when you can fire the Spectral Bow. It also works with Sorcerers and Crystal Frags proc. So the add-on itself is quite large and extensive. Setting it up requires a lot of time, but apart from these two functions, the health, magic and stamina bars and ability proc sound, I don't use anything else. I turned everything else off. Map Pins is an add-on that puts additional filters to your map. As you can see, you've got fishing nodes here, time rifts, shrines, points of interest, treasure maps, treasure chests, delve bosses, even Skyshards and lore books. So if you don't want to install too many add-ons, you can use just this one for everything. But I just don't like the icons for Skyshards. They are too small. And the lore books are just generic blue icons. I don't like those. So that's why I use the original Skyshard and lore books add-ons. But for everything else, this add-on is perfect. Perfect Pixel is an add-on that just makes the user interface look a lot nicer. So this is just a visual enhancement. If you like fishing in Elder Scrolls Online, Rare Fish Tracker is the add-on for you. It puts a window on your screen and you can see what types of fish you can get from each zone, and it also highlights the fish that you've already caught, so you know where to go and what you need to catch for the Master Angler achievement. Set Collection Marker is another add-on that does what it says on the tin. It simply displays an icon next to items not in your set collection. So whenever you finish a dungeon, for example, or a trial, and in the end people usually list items that they don't need, you will immediately know if you need any of those items. Or if you're searching in guild stores, again, you immediately know which items you have not collected yet. Superstar is a handy tool that allows you to display your gear, champion points, attributes, or abilities on your screen, so you can take a screenshot and either save it or send it to someone. So, for example, if somebody asks you what gear setup you're using, you can just send them a screenshot of your Superstar. And another one of my all-time favorite add-ons, Urix Skill Point Finder. This add-on shows you exactly where you need to go to get more skill points. It shows you group dungeon quests that you haven't finished, Skyshards that you haven't collected, or public dungeon group boss events that you still need to do. So if you feel like you need more skill points, Urix Skill Point Finder is the answer. Another add-on that I consider a must-have is Votance Minimap. What this add-on does is, again, what it says on the tin. It activates a minimap. The strange thing is that the minimap is already in the game. This add-on just activates it. But for some reason, the developers decided that minimap is an unnecessary feature and disabled it by default. If you do a lot of daily crafting rich, you are going to get a lot of master crafting rich from the rewards. Those can be enchanting, alchemy, jewelry crafting, so on and so forth. The unfortunate thing in this game is that you cannot have more than one master crafting rate active at any time, which means you can have one enchanting and one alchemy and one jewelry, and again, so on and so forth, rate active. But rate worthy allows you to basically queue them all up, craft them all at the same time, and just hand them in one by one by one. So you don't have to spend time by crafting the item, handing it in, crafting another, handing it in, and rinse and repeat. This makes your life so much easier. So let's go and do that. We have 2 alchemy crafting master rates and 1 enchanting. Okay, so that's alchemy done. Now the enchanting. I don't have that many of those rates available, so I cannot show you like 10 or 15 of those. But 2 alchemy and 1 enchanting is good enough as an example. And what you do now is you activate the alchemy and enchanting, hand them in, activate the enchanting again, hand it in, you're good to go. That's it, all done. So Readworthy, another fantastic crafting add-on. So those were the add-ons that I would recommend for everyone and every situation. These add-ons, however, that will follow are add-ons that are useful only in specific situations or for specific classes. So if you don't have these, it's no big deal. And the first one is Green Focus Counter. What this add-on does, when you activate the Green Focus and do a light attack, it puts a white dot on your screen. It's right there in the middle. So you know exactly at all times how many stacks you have. You don't have to look down on your bar. And if you do 5 light attacks and you don't have the LUI sound proc, the dots turn green and you know that you can activate the Spectral Bow. Codes Combat Alerts puts various notifications on your screen whenever mechanics happen that you need to react to. For example, a boss is going to do a heavy attack and you need to dodge or block it. It will put a notification on your screen with the exact time when you have to dodge or block and that kind of stuff. So this one is extremely useful, especially in trials, arenas or dungeons. Harven's extended stats simply shows you more stats on your character screen, like resistances, penetration, recoveries, that kind of stuff. You can find it down here. Asylum Tracker, Auto Reflexes, Perch Tracker, and Q-Self Rogrove Helper are add-ons that are useful in trials. So again, if you don't have these and you're not doing trials, it's not a big deal. RDK Group Tool is a PvP add-on that puts this red compass in the middle of my screen. This is extremely useful in Cyrodiil if you're running with an organized group. It also puts an arrow that points towards the group leader. So let's imagine this lamppost is a group leader. In this case, the arrow would point that way and it would be green because I'm nearby. It would turn orange roughly here and red roughly here because I'm too far away from the crown. Whenever you are in an organized group in Cyrodiil, the group leader decides the direction of your fights. So whenever the group leader decides that this spot is too hot and you need to move, he says, okay, southeast. And you don't have to look on the top of your screen where the in-game compass is. You just see it right in front of you in the middle of the screen, so you run this way. When the group leader says we go west, you run this way. It's easy to see and it's extremely useful because you know how far you are from the crown, and since you don't want to be scattered all over the place, you know exactly where you need to go or where you need to be. So this is what I use in Cyrodiil. Surrender is a buff and debuff tracker that frankly puts way too much information on your screen. So I use it only for the long-term effects like vampirism or food. So I don't have to manually check if my food is going to run out, but everything else I have turned off. So these are the add-ons that I use. If you find any of them useful, the download link for Minion is in the description box below. As I mentioned before, Minion is the safest and easiest way to search, download, update or manage your add-ons. So I thank you guys for watching. I hope you found this video informative and I'll see you next time.